Here's Don't Blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to another video, welcome to another show. This thing well because I'm having a fantastic fucking day. Look at the outside. Christmas, you gave me my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save you from tears, gave it to someone special. Last Christmas, gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save you from tears. We're listening to Jimmy Eat World, last Christmas. Good mood, good mood. You know why we're emotional? Because we're eating one of the meals that was left from work. A nice piece of fish, a nice carp. There's a lot of bones, but... Oh! Gonna eat it, fuck it. We're eating fish that the boys cooked. This is such a pleasant moment for me. Look at this shit. This is such an exciting moment. This is the eye of the tiger. Tiger fish. I'm such a cringe dude. That's bad. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm in a really good mood today. Why? Being alive. Smith, I give you my heart. This music that's breaking my heart. You gave it away. This is a meal that was caught by my co-worker, my family. The people that I fucking love like a family. Again, a lot of people are saying work family, but I'm gonna call them family because they meant that to me. They meant so much, and it still means a lot. Now, what is the subject of the evening? Disclaimer: the subject of the evening. Wait a second. Supposed to have new quests in the tower. I'm gonna be playing tower in the background because I'm addicted. Addiction is real, but the reality is tonight's subject is actually not a good subject. I know I'm look happy. I know I'm super happy and I'm in a good mood. But I gotta warn you guys, this subject will make some people very... It's a subject that can be approached in a positive fashion and a negative fashion, right? It's not gonna be if you have social problem, if you have social issue, if you have social situation in your life that doesn't make you happy, I would avoid this mukbang. It's gonna be emotional. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that. I had a lot of work to do to be okay with the subject in itself, but the reason we're okay with it is because thankfully we've been facing adversity, we've been facing things that have to do with the subject, and the subject tonight is community. Not the amazing show featuring Danny Glover, Jack Well, Chevy Chase, you know, when last Christmas I gave you my heart, the very next day you gave it away. This year to save me from tears. I know what you're thinking. I'm listening to Wham. I'm not. I'm listening to Jimmy Eat World. Again, the version is really important. Emilia Clarke, the mother of dragons, did a cover of it, and she's actually super talented. Now, why community is such an important subject? Sorry, I have to do this. One of the nice. Sorry about this. I need to do a lot of work in the background. Not a lot of work, but still. Okay, good. Good. We were afraid that was gonna be a tough quest. So basically what we're doing, right, is we're playing the tower. My apologies. But the subject is community. Now, why community is a touchy subject? Well, what is the community, first of all? I'm sorry for the people I'm gonna be gonna be offending, but your homie, don't hit the head. That's a nice. Should I eat the eye? Nope, not a really great. Why this is so emotional for me is, you see what this is? That was grease. This is a piece of lemon. This was left in the freezer for so long. I don't know if it's still good. It's at least like 1 year in the freezer, at least. But it's good. Not great, but good. The boys from work, they actually went on not a fishing trip per se, but they would go every like Saturday morning, catch some fish. This is carp. I was talking about the tiger fish. It's carp. So they actually caught it and they cooked it for the boys at work. And This is community. What is community? Community is a group of people that comes along for one reason. Maybe an interest, maybe a situation. In which way kind of a community right now we do. Everybody. A family, a group of friends. We live in an apartment or in a house. We live in a city. Those are all community. Now, community comes in shape and form that are too low, too small, too huge. I'm sorry, but I have to show you. The sun is setting, and it's just too beautiful. Look at this shit. Can you see it? No, you can really see it, huh? Yeah, community is such a touchy subject because in a perfect world, in a world in denial, you would say, well, every single one of my community, because you're part of multiple community, are positive. But the reality is, for a community to be positive, every single one of its sphere has to be okay. People need to have to be okay. The subject of the community has to be something that is positive. So, for example, what is a good example? Well, the good example is super simple to find. And a good example, you would say, okay, well, we're facing hunger in my city. We're coming together to fix this. We're facing we're doing a community project of cleaning the streets. We're doing a group project of planting trees. And in the perfect world, there's a good intent behind it, but it's a community event that can end up badly. Now, why is community important? Community is important because as a society, we sometimes need to come together to realize one thing or the other. Now, understandable, a community is also something that you don't choose. So when I'm talking about your group of friends, right, you think that you know them, but you don't know them, and one of them has been talking shit behind your back. I'm giving you an example, it's not true. But for example, this. Now your community of a group of friends is going to be changing. You dating a girl that was from your group of friends, your community. You break up. The community is also going to think that you or her is wrong. As a fellowship, we always say, yeah, it was a mutual accord that we break up, but it's never true. There's always one person that starts a breakup, right? Doesn't matter if you're okay with it. If they don't, okay, they're not gonna keep a person in a relationship. Your family. If you're lucky enough, you get along with all members of your family. But chances are, there's this one cousin, there's this one aunt, there's this one uncle. She don't really like. What am I supposed to do here? There's so many bones. I'm gonna have to take a quick second. We'll go and pick up a plate. I'll be right back. There you go. I'm back. The reason we're doing this subject tonight, because I do remember this. I remember the exact date we bought it. We ate it. Remember the exact meal we ate it, and it was good memories. It was a good memory. I can honestly tell you that the guys they were happy. My first time eating like a fried carp. They cook it. They're Romanian. About Raul, George, Mihai. They cooked it and it was like, dude, it's gonna be good. And the fact that they cashed it, they caught it, and then they cooked it. It was amazing because I don't want to be a dick. I don't want to be mean. This is my fault also. But I don't know how to cook. I don't know how. So in the perfect world, if I want to make a meal, I'll order a fries. I'll ask somebody else to cook it. Look at this shit. Instagram. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Look at this shit. You tell me this is not beautiful? Huh? You tell me this is not the most beautiful shit you've seen in your life? Let me clean the lens. Yucky. Look at this shit, dude. Look at this shit, dude. Poggers. Poggers. A community is this coming together. It's somebody catch a fish, somebody cook it, right? Of course, I only bought the food, but I can say that, oh, I did my part, right? In a perfect world, I would say that every single time we had this community event was positive. But that's not the truth. The reason why I was bullied is community. I was refusing to be part of this community that was parted. I was refusing to be part of this group of people that I was working with because I didn't do it. I was getting, again, bullied by one person, and the whole group was suffering. I wasn't implementing myself in the group. I wasn't being part of this community. And this part of the community is just having discussion. People were getting mad because I asked them too often, hey, how are you? The reason for that is because I was wanting to be part of the community. See, there's this two ways that it kind of goes. The first way, you know what? I'm going to put it like that. That's better, right? There's these two ways that community goes. Oh. Fuck, I don't have a lens. I have to take out the, for fuck's sakes. I have to take out the cover for the screen. It was dirty and I didn't have the time to do it again. This is perfect. This is actually perfect. Don't tear me apart. Now I found the reason found. See, there's a way such a good subject too. There's the way that the community affect you. Are you happy with your community? I have this dude, right? I have this friend, Shao, plays basketball. Plays in two teams. One of the team are really, really fucking good, right? And they're winning game after game after game. This other team are losing. They're not good. They're not as good or not good at all. The problem with the second team, all the friends that Shao made are in that group. So sports-wise, what he would do, he would actually be part of the first team, but as a human being, he has to be part of the second team. Now, a community, how it affects you, is as important as how you affect this community. If you're in a community, right, of, best example, if you're in a workplace where everybody is vegan or vegetarian, and you eat meat, then you're an asshole, right? Because you eat meat. You shouldn't have to stop eating meat because you're part of a group that doesn't eat meat. But you should understand that those people are making an active effort not to eat meat, and you don't give a shit. Talking about fish. Let me think. There was this dude, right? This Asian dude, and IT. What they would do is they were very fish. They were very fish fonded because IT isn't the richest country, but they have this this ocean next to them, and they can actually it's not a country, it's a continent. Well, IT isn't. IT is a country. Africa is a continent. My apologies. But they would eat a lot of fish. So this guy had this fondness of fish, and he would bring it at work, and he would cook it, and it would smell bad. It would really smell bad. That's not caring about community. Community is making it, improving it. And remember how I started this video. You're part of different community. Your family unit, your friendship, your friend groups, your workplace, your family. I know it's family twice. There's a very different thing with family. There's your family, complete family. We're talking about uncles, cousins, talking about parents. And then there's close family, which is your wife and your kid. Or your husband and your kid. That's your close family, right? And it's weird because you would say, yeah, but my parents are still part of that close family. Not necessarily. For the kids, they have two sets of grandparents. Your parents and your partner's parents, right? They're both grandparents. So for the kids, the family unit is as big as yours with your uncle, your cousin, your aunts. But for you, your partner parents, you're not related to them by blood. They're part of a unit called family, but they're not your family. And I know what I'm saying is horrible, but they're the in-laws, right? And you can feel like they're your real parents. You can feel like they're actively part of the group, but they're not your family. What I'm saying by this, and I know this is controversial because if you're adopted, they're not really your parents. But your family unit, even though you're not their kids, are these parents. What I'm trying to say is, there's a direct correlation between your home setting. That's what I'm trying to say. So when you're parents, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. This is fucking beautiful, dude. This is miracle. See, fucking love it. It's so cool to think that I have this house. I don't have this house. We're making we're making a story up. I have this house. I have these two beautiful kids in a house, and then I have my wife. And if I'm lucky enough, my parents come and visit once in a while. If she's lucky enough, and I'm lucky enough, her parents come and visit a while. And then I'm like, dude, it's not like they're visiting, but again, they're visiting. They're not part of it. Now, if the parents were sick and were to move to the home, they'd be part of this close family unit, right? We all have our own technically society. Now, it's crazy to think because I live in an apartment. So technically, I'm part of a community of this building. I'm part of the community with my neighbors in the front. I'm part of this whole floor. I'm on the fourth floor, so the entire fourth floor is my community. Is the fourth floor. But then the building is my community. So you see, it's small to big group, and you understand that whenever there's a group, there's gonna be one asshole, there's gonna be two assholes. And there's some cases where you're the asshole. Again, you don't mean to be the asshole, but you're eating meat in a group of vegetarian, right? Let's eat and not talk. You get cold. Of course, this has been in the freezer for so long. Good though. See? Weird. Whoa. I love so much food in the freezer. No. The freezer is good, the rest isn't. Fuck, I lost it. I lost it. Shit. God damn. They gave me this food, and I'm very grateful, but they gave me so much, I couldn't eat it. Oh man, it sucks. That was a good meal. That was this community meal, but so these no, doesn't taste okay. In the freezer for a year at least. Fuck's sakes, bro. I lost so much food. I hate this. I hate wasting food. I hate it. But this to another story. But what am I talking about community again? Because I was part of the community, and I can directly say or how I affect this community. I affected it in a negative fashion because some people, they were expecting me to have this conversation with them. I was also a guy that spoke English. A lot of people in my work didn't speak English. I was the translator. And there's a lot of time where they asked me to translate something, and I was like, fuck that, I'm not going to translate anything. Right? And it's not because I let those people down. Some people were coming to me. And yeah, these are things I regret. I do regret. Though some people would come to me. For example, I had this asshole who was bullying me. And he would come, and people they would see that, and he would come one-on-one with me and say, hey, don't worry about him, you're better than that, don't worry about him. And my reaction was like, it's not that you're saying this, but why aren't you helping me? Instead of saying in secret. I was like, this is not authentic. You're not being authentic if you're asking me in private. I didn't understand that they were not trying to make a big deal. They cared enough about me to make sure that I was okay. But they didn't want to make a big deal because they knew that it would affect the community as a whole. The worship, the work unit. I'm fucking pissed. I love that meal. Guys, I remember it from 1 year ago. That's how good it was. And I fucked it up. Fucking tarnish, bro. Wasting food. Wasting good food. I'm gonna be wasting this, I'm gonna be wasting the fucking sushis. It was a remnant, it was a memory of it. And it kills me. You know, being part of the community is giving and giving. So I was talking about a relationship before. Well, relationship is the same thing. A relationship is mutual. One of the partner makes all the effort, the other one isn't going to be as invested in them, right? As invested in it, and the relationship that the partner that does the most work, maintaining this relationship. So what you have, it's nuts because, my apology, you're like, I've had all of these people all of these years with me, and they make the effort to make things work with them. I would give up. I would focus on music. I would focus on creating content, and at the end, it was okay. I was part of the family. We were family, the things were good, but there were so many years where I focused on music instead of focusing on them, and I wouldn't. And my boss used to get mad at me because I asked him how he was doing, and he was right because I asked people how they were doing out of a habit, not because I cared. I cared about them. Of course, I cared. They were my friends. That didn't care enough for me to be like, hey, I'm really interested in what you're doing. It's more of a habit. It's more like a muscle memory, right? That was not good. This is not genuine. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it in a lying way. I didn't mean it in a non-genuine way, but it wasn't genuine, and it really affects me because at the end of the day, those people they stood up for me. They came to me. They feed me. They cooked for me. And of course they didn't cook for me only. They cooked for the entire family. I was like, except for that guy, everybody else was nice. And even that guy was a good guy. He was stressed about his living because he had 3 children, and he didn't have the space for them. He didn't have the best environment for them. So. But all in all, the community is so important because again, be a part of a family. Again, I made the same mistake with my family. I was the cousin who, because he was depressed, was like, dude, I don't need to entertain family bonds. I'm not gonna be speaking to my family. I'm not gonna be chilling with my family. And although this is a personal choice, it's not because all the family was there except for me. And they didn't push me away. I pushed myself away. I wasn't being part of this community. What I'm trying to say is the community can be positive, can be negative, but it's also the effect you have on it. Imagine that you don't even know, but you're the apple of the group. You're the person who's making the group a bad place. Imagine. I hear some noise inside. I'm gonna check. Sorry, I couldn't eat the food, dude. Fuck, dude. Sucks. We're gonna eat this instead. See, I don't need to do a taste test every time. But yeah, and a reason why also community is important. I was talking about it yesterday. If you look at the dogs, if you look at packs of wolves, and packs of dogs, they are in packs because they're social being. We're social being. I'm gonna tell you the truth. This is good. I tell you the truth. The longest time, I believe that I didn't need nobody. I was on my own. And it did work. I didn't need anybody. But I was truly happy. I think as a whole, the biggest lesson that I learned about community is that, again, there'll be some assholes in the community. There'll be some people that you don't get along with. Some opinion clash. It doesn't really matter. The reason why I grew so much as a person is adversity. It's having my idea, my very being challenged. See, I'm gonna get mad at those people. It would be like, who the fuck are you? You tell me what to do. And sometimes they weren't looking for my best interest, but sometimes they were. I didn't listen. And you say, you have this very good, they have this very good, like, adverbs, or no. Saying, I guess, it depends. It takes a village to raise a child. And not because when you look back at it, think about the teacher that influenced you. Think about the musician, the band that influenced you. They're part of a community. I mean, it's nice to think that we're all linked somehow. It's unbelievable. See? To finish this video, I'm gonna say something that is really important. We need community. We need teamwork. Hmm? We need relationship. We need friendship. Now, understanding that, let's tough it up. Let's tough it out. Some community are going to be less valuable than others. But when we're alone, we can't do shit. See? You have to make an active effort. It's super easy to be alone. Ask me, I was alone for so many years. Super easy to just stand on our own shoes and be like, I don't need nobody else. I was there. Try to make the effort to be civilized. Try to make an effort to actually go out or your way to make sure that people are okay. I was part of a community of streamer when I started streaming. It's like content creation, right? It's something I don't like to talk about. I hate talking about it. I was part of a group of streamers, right? And that's why I had a lot of views. They were like, dude, if you're coming to my stream, I'll come to your stream. We're supporting each other. I'm like, okay. I got sick, I started writing. It's not coming to the stream because I wasn't streaming myself. I wasn't streaming myself. I was like, I don't want to be on Twitch supporting stuff. If I'm not on Twitch to stream or to support others, if I'm writing, I don't want to be on stream supporting others because I'm getting out of my things, and I'm all for building a team together. I'm all for making other people shine. I'm all for bringing people up. I'm all for support, right? But I'm not up for it when it's nuts. I was the kind of kid, right? And as a kid, it was bad. As a kid, I was the kind of kid who didn't have his homework, had his text. I would put my things aside to help people. I forgave people for a lot of shit that I shouldn't have. That was too kind. And then I found a real passion in writing. And I was like, dude, I kind of want to put, for my first time in life, you saw the fact that I was in Vendetta wasn't me. I wasn't, at this time I was just starting, and because I was just starting, I was like, dude, this is Ing Vendetta. He doesn't have to be as nice as Stefan. Stefan has to be nice. Ing Vendetta is a character, right? Doesn't have to be as nice. Now, admittedly, over the years, the distance between Ing Vendetta and myself is the same person, right? In the beginning, it wasn't like that. So I was like, dude, why would I go on Twitch to support somebody when I'm doing something else? And the reality is, I was a shitty behavior of me. I should support people no matter what. I know that now. But then I saw people start coming to my stream, and I wasn't coming to theirs. And my first reaction was like, they came to my stream because I was going to their stream. It wasn't honest, it wasn't genuine, right? And I think this is part of a community, is self-sacrifice. A community can be very functional, very dysfunctional. Support for support is one of the worst thing I did. Because I was expecting, I had this mentality of, it's going to be so easy. But that easiness came at a price, right? Those people were in different countries. Those people was asking me to come to their stream when I was working. I got in trouble at work. See? Even nowadays, if my dad, they call me. I'm not the kind of guy that I have the most friends, to be honest. But even my mom, when my father, they call me when I'm working. I usually don't answer. I said, hey, I'm busy, I'm working. And they're being pretty cool about it, but in a perfect world, I'm taking a break from working to talk to them. But then again, you have this vision of, I'm being part of the community, I'm making an active effort to make this community a better place. Right? It's also this entire mentality where everybody has this usefulness. So when I'm thinking about community, I'm thinking about Walking Dead, because it's a big concept over there. So we know that every community has, this guy's a doctor, right? This guy's a blacksmith, and there's a lot of usefulness for those two people. Those people are going to be a big part of the community. But being part of the community is understanding that I may not be as important as a doctor, but I'm important enough to go somewhere, pick up some food that's going to help the community survive. It's self-sacrifice, it's being selfless. A lot of people, most people, I think, to a certain point, we're very selfish. Most people, to a certain point, are putting ourselves first, and that's great. You should put yourself first. But if somebody is expecting you, and there's a difference between people expecting help from you, right? And somebody that truly need help. So I have this friend. I keep on mentioning her. One of my really good friend. She always gets into this relationship with dudes that really don't care about her, because she has this reputation of being an easy fuck, an easy lay. That's more polite. And people are like, dude, if I go out with her a couple times, I'm gonna be able to have sex. And she keeps on calling me to say, hey, I need your help. This guy broke up. What's wrong with me? And I gotta tell her, dude, you're letting those bad people in because that's not nice. There's a difference between that and somebody that asks you, like, dude, I forgot my keys. I'm stuck outside. Can you help me out? My apologies. There's a time where people will help me, really, really help me, and when it was my time to help, I didn't. And there's things that I've done in my life that are really wrong, but the worst thing I think I did, I've always say that the worst thing I did was lying and manipulating, but I don't think that's it. I think it's fucking bad. Trust me, I regret it a lot, but I think the worst thing I ever did was being part of a community, being part of a system of people working together, reaping all the benefits, reaping all the rewards of being part of this group or that other group, and not willing to put in my effort. And when things got bad, I just got out of it. I was I had this job, right, and they were gonna fire me because I got in trouble. I got into a fight with the cook. The cook there was an asshole, and we were working only girls. I showed you the place, right? And it was only girls. And the first spot that we had was kind of like a boys' club. It would treat me and the cook better because we were dudes. We would have wine in the freezer. We were hiding to drink. It was really cool. The guy left for another boss, and the cook was like, dude, he still kept that boys' club mentality. And he was like, well, I'm still your boss because you're a dude. I'm a dude. What's the mentality? He was giving orders to the girls because he was a cook. She was like, you're a cashier. You're gonna do what I ask you to do. I'm not even the boss. And this guy didn't have, socially speaking, on paper, he didn't have a bigger pay. He didn't have a bigger step. So you understand that if you're a owner and a manager, you have a position of authority. If you're in a firefighting station, you're gonna be a captain, right? There's gonna be a co-captain. They have more responsibility. Understand? If you're a police officer, you're gonna have the same thing. There's a hierarchy. The hierarchy was him as a girl, but because he was raised and his mentality of boys' club, we give them shit, and he was give them shit and shit and shit and shit. And I thought that affected the girls, and the girls, they were nice to me. They were very nice to me. So there's a moment where I said, dude, you shouldn't be treating them like that. And he got mad, and he complained, and he asked the guy, he told the boss, it's either him or me. So I knew they were gonna fire me, right? I knew they were gonna fire me. What happened was, I learned on a Monday they was gonna fire me, and on a Thursday they asked me to clean the freezer for another company, and the freezer was dirty as fuck. It was a bad job, right? And they said, dude, fight for it, or worse yet, don't go to clean. They taking advantage of you. And I didn't listen to them. Now you say, yeah, but you cleaned the freezer. You're not. It's not like you went against them. You fuck over people. But no, they were looking out for me, and I said, no, you guys are wrong. And I wasn't willing to trust the fact that, in my mind, they were wrong. If I went to clean the freezer, they will keep me. But they didn't, and they were right. So part of this community was I defended them, and then they looked out for me. And I was like, dude, fuck that. I'm not gonna listen to you. But it's trusting others. Other people have your best interest in mind. There's people that are gonna be telling me, hey, put a thumbnail or put a better title. And at first I was like, dude, this is my content, I wanna do it like I want, but they have my best interest. Like, community wise, it's really hard. It's easy to be alone again and just do your own thing. It's really easy. But being part of a community and being part of people that are making an active effort to better a position or better a group of people is important too. We don't pay attention to that. We just think that, hey, as long as I take advantage, as long as I'm doing good, who cares? There's another job that I had, right? And it's a job is a team of people. There was a committee. So this guy kept me around because he really liked me. I was nice to him. I was nice to the guys. I was speaking English. The guy wasn't speaking English. So he kept me and he kept the best worker because we work in the summer where there was a lot of, so it was unloading trucks. There was a lot of trucks in the summer. There was like 5, 6 trucks. In the winter there was one a day. And that took like 2 hours. So it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep you around. And then when the summer came, he hired a lot of English people. And he was like, I don't care about me not speaking English because I got ink with me to talk English. But then he was talking to me about more responsibility, to be more authoritative, give shit to these guys. And I remember one day he was telling me, hey, you guys aren't working, give them shit. And I felt bad because I was like, dude, don't tell me what to do. I'm not your assistant manager, right? And professionally wise, it's my biggest regret. I fucking regret that so much. I was like, dude, if I want to be an assistant manager, I'm gonna have to ask for a bigger pay. And it's a tough situation, but basically what happened is he started to give me more stability, and I just left the company. I just quit. Now I met some people after that was working there, and I learned that the manager of this place that gave me a lot of trust and he protected me, was making the same salary as I was. We're making $14.50. They were not paying him more, but he had to do so much more. I learned that, if I'm being honest, I'm older now. I realized I wasn't the best choice. There's a lot of people that would have done a better job than me, and he didn't keep them. He kept me, and I let him down. And ultimately, I don't think he was. I think he got okay, but he still. This guy went to battle for me, and he protected me, and he made sure that I was okay, and I didn't care. Well, I did care, but that's the point of staying in and fighting for him. One of my biggest regrets, He didn't deserve that. And again, I have the benefit of working in winter, where I should have not worked. And why? Because he made me that gift. When he asked for something in return, I was like, fuck you, I'm out. And that's not being part of the community. Being part of the community is being there when there's a good thing or there's a bad thing. And I'm regretting this a lot. But again, what was I to do? Because the reality is that guy, that boss, Francis was being abused. He was being abused. This guy had a brilliant career, and they kept on telling him, oh, we're going to give you a job, we're going to give you a job, we're going to give you a job, but they didn't give him a job. They really didn't want you to give him a job. They kept on promising him things and a bigger salary, but they didn't give it to him. Now, why that's such a bad thing is because they lied to him. But when you're in a bad situation, your answer shouldn't be to leave. I think being part of a community, and that's my problem with community. I keep on saying community, but my problem with that is you don't really have a choice to be in one or not in one. But it doesn't matter what you choose, you're still gonna have to make a move that is beneficial for the community. You still have to make sacrifices. There's time where I don't feel like talking to people. There's time where I don't feel like talking to my parents, and they call and I have to answer. And I understand that they're worried. They want my best intention. There's my mom, ex-boyfriend, was a complete asshole. He would treat me like shit. The real thing is I knew he treated my mom like shit. But she was being with him. She stayed with him. So in my head I was like, dude, maybe he's a good guy to her after all. And I never paid attention to how he was treating her outside of what I was when I was there. I wouldn't ask my mom, how's it going with X, right? And the reality is he wasn't a good boyfriend. He wasn't a good partner. And it wasn't really affecting me. It wasn't really something that was on my mind. But my mom, she was still my mom. We're part of being a community of a family, right? She's my mom. She's my parents. And I feel bad about that, But then again, if I knew what happened, would I have done something? My mom, she stayed with the guy. So you would say, oh, it's her fault because she stayed in a verbally or emotionally abusive relationship. My mom, she's 65. She maybe doesn't think that she can do better. No? I never made the effort, and because I didn't like the guy, I never made the effort to know him. Then maybe if I was nicer to the guy, maybe he would be nicer to my mom, right? The girlfriend of my father, and again, these are things that I regret. Okay, I'm not saying it's good, but the boyfriend of my father, right? The girlfriend of my father. Sorry, tired. The girlfriend of my father. We don't have the best relationship. It was Mother's Day, 12th. I texted her and she just answered a like. And of course, I wasn't the best kid when I was around them. I wasn't the best guy when I was living at their house. Most of the time, where I come to see my father. I come to see my father. I don't come to see her. Not that I don't like her, but I prefer my father. He's my father. I have a relation to him. I have this bond to him. I have this obligation to him because he's my father, right? He took care of me, so I took care of him. And she took care of me too. And the reason I didn't treat her well for years, so now she's mad and she doesn't want to. It's normal because I treat her like shit. And I wasn't sure if I should text her for Mother's Day. I wasn't sure. I texted her, and she didn't answer. She did not answer. But my father texted me. He said, "Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it." Now I understand that as a community, right? We do something for the community, and there's gonna be one guy out of the group of 10 people that appreciate it. But that one guy that appreciate it is worth something. It's worth something. I used to get mad at people at work when we would eat. They would cook, right? And I was the boss boy. I was the guy who was always doing the dishes, always. I was getting mad at that. But the reality is, not only was they cooking for me, they would make me a plate. They would make a lot. There was this guy, right? Nikolai. Nikolai was this big brother figure to me. He always took care of me. He always stood up for me. He stood up. This guy was Moldovan, and the bully at work was Moldovan, and he got in trouble with the other guy for me, and he would always cook, and he would always make sure that there was a lot more. The reality is, yes, I was doing dishes. I was doing dishes every single day. The reality is, I didn't know how to cook. I still don't know how to cook. The reality is, I had an extra meal the weekend. I had the meal the Monday, the Tuesday, the Wednesday. I had like 5 extra meal. That was thanks to him. Doing the dishes, I didn't want to. And in a perfect world, I didn't do it every single time because, again, I was the only one that was eating. But I was the one that was reaping the most benefit out of the meal. Nobody else would eat leftover. Now, the reality is nobody else would eat leftovers because they knew how to cook. But still, there's time where I ate everything and they would make me. You want to know the reason why I put this in the freezer, the fish in the freezer? These guys, they would cook for 20 people and we were 11. And then they would tell me, "Hey, Ink, take this at home." So I would take it at home. And they would tell me, take it home. You have to finish the food by Friday. But the food was huge, so I had to eat like a normal meal. Still day. So who gives a shit about doing dishes? I'm reaping so many benefits from it. Being part of the community is, hey, and that's not them saying, okay? They never told me this. They never told me this. But hey, we did cook for you, so we made an effort. You have to make an effort too, right? And it was amazing. It was amazing because one of my best memories are those lunch, right? That's pretty much what's being in a community, what it means, what it requires, and that's important to understand that. Everything is bad. Some community are bad. Some team are bad. Some relationship are bad. You're gonna go out with a toxic dude or a toxic girl. That shit that happens. Don't let that change you. Don't let that affect you. Am I saying it's weird because I feel the need to end the video with, because we're ending the video, I feel the need to end it with a don't stay in toxic community, but I think toxic situations are going to teach you more than positive situation. I think that when I was a kid, I had this image of a kid falling and his parents helping him get up. And I have the image of the same kid falling, nothing to get up by himself. That kid is me for sure. But I think that getting up by himself helped him more than being helped to get up. I think a toxic community is going to teach you more about, well, this is a shitty situation. What do I do? How do I deal with this situation? And that's, I think that's important. Anywho, but I love you, that you matter. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.